Yeah, tough day, tough time. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindo Wutle Rosa Manjoli from the southern parts of Africa, Arsenal fan. And I've been away. I've been away for a while, particularly because I've tried not to jinx the Arsenal. And I've been away from social media doing that. But the YouTube is a totally different story. The momentum just got lost, and I do apologize. But I'm back. Back on a bad day, I must be able to be honest with you. Arsenal 0, Southampton 1, or Southampton 1, Arsenal 0, because we were playing away, donning the kit, the away kit. But the problem that I had with Arsenal today was perhaps not only that we lost, that should be the biggest problem. The problem that I had is that we are developing a theme. There's a pattern that's developing over the past three games, including today's game. And that pattern is that not only that January was poor in relation to us bringing in no one, but that as a football club that aspires to be, a super club, because that's the decision we made when the opportunity arose. We do not have enough depth to be able to state or make that claim. And this would have been regardless of us bringing in a striker and a central midfielder in January, to be honest. What we needed to really do was um, overhaul the squad and replace every person that we got out of the squad. And I think if you do a careful analysis, of Arsenal's transfers, ins and outs, you'll find that we did not do that. But today, we did not deserve nothing. We dominated the game. We played, outplayed, the Saints, on the day, but we did not deserve anything from the game. Why? Because in the boxes and in both ends, right, we are not clinical enough. One, we create too many chances for ourselves that we can't even convert one. That's the first thing. Regardless of the quality of the striker that we have, we've got a lot more quality in the three players that play behind the striker. In fact, and the two players that play behind the second layer of the three. So there is no excuse for us not to be banging in those goals and those chances when we create them. This means that there's a mentality problem, and the youngest squad in the league phenomenon is really starting to prove true and to bite us in the behind. We do not have an experienced squad to know what to do at the crunch time. Squeaky bum seats time, we don't know what to do. So an experienced side would have come out guns blazing and made sure we've got to keep calm, we've got to keep focused, we can get through this whole process. But what does Arsenal do? Because an average 23-year-old side panics. They feel like they've overachieved from being just, shy of third and in fourth formidably, that they think there's nothing more to be done. And therefore we start bottling it. And needless to say today that Tottenham have lost their game. Needless to say, this was a perfect opportunity for us to level points with them and also get back into that conversation quite firmly and not in these loose kinds of tones that were being mentioned in right now. We lost that opportunity primarily because we do not have the depth. The manager could have changed whatever, it wasn't going to work. And is that down to the manager? Of course, it's down to the manager because he hasn't been able to convince the ownership that we need to fortify in each and every position. We need a specialist in every position and 3, 4 utilities that can play in 3, 4 positions. Right? I know that sounds technical, but really to build a world-class squad that can win more than one competition, you need at least that kind of flexibility. And so the manager is to blame for not being able to convince the ownership, but also the ownership is to blame for having original ideas about how it wants to see the club succeed commercially and not necessarily in relation to the happenings on the pitch. So that is where we are at as a football club, and that is where I lay the blame on Mikel Arteta for not being putting pressure on Kroenkes, and on the Kroenkes for having a model that doesn't allow for anyone to put pressure on them, and in fact hiring Mikel Arteta knowing that he's young and needs to prove himself so that he can't have these conversations with them. Do I think Mikel Arteta is a great manager? I think he's going to be a brilliant manager. He's going to succeed at Arsenal. Not at Arsenal, maybe elsewhere. But if he's going to succeed at Arsenal, either the owners need to change or we need to get a different kind of ownership altogether. Guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to have a drink. It's been a hell of a bad day. Kaiser Chiefs playing later. what worse that could happen?